Ideas of wrongdoing and right doing. There is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make sense. Hi everyone. Today we do our second episode in the Meet Me in the Field, Another Green Patch, the sidebar series on meditation. This sidebar series on meditation is a result of Jaco's idea to do episodes to help people on how to start meditating. Our first episode was the chat with Janine, the meditation teacher. Jaco listened to this episode and is now ready to embark on his own journey with meditation. In this episode, we discuss his expectations and reservations around meditation. This podcast is supported by the first layer, the 12-step workbook on working through the 12 steps in any addiction in 21 sessions. There's also a 24-day step coaching and counseling program available based on the first layer. For more information in this regard, go to www.freddy.org.za and click through from the notices at the right of the homepage. I am very excited that Jaco is embarking on this journey, and I'm happy that you are joining us. Sit back and enjoy. Good evening, Jaco. How are you doing?
I am fine, thanks Freddy. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you very much. So, tonight we are talking Meet Me in the Field, Another Green Patch. We are going to talk about meditation. Remember last time when you were on the show, you said you would like to hear me talking about or getting somebody to come and talk to us about meditation?
Yes.
And we've had my friend Janine over, and she did a recording for us about meditation, and you listened to that.
Yes.
So the idea is that you listen to that, and then you try meditation for a while and give us feedback on how that is going. And then in another episode, we will get you with Janine, and we will see whether meditation actually works for you. It's actually quite weird to say if meditation works for you. Let's see if meditation makes a difference for you in your life.
Yes.
And I've sent you the meditation app that I use,
Yes.
which is Insight Timer.
Let's just lay out the plan. You had the podcast with Janine.
Yes.
We're now having the short pre-meditation program podcast for me.
Absolutely.
Then I'll try it for a week.
Yes.
Probably starting next week.
Why next week?
Or maybe tomorrow.
That sounds much better.
And but I want to try it for about 7 days or 5 days at least. And then we'll have a post-meditation program podcast. I'm not sure if even 1 week is enough to see a big difference.
No.
But maybe a month. Who knows? But can't wait that long. Then we may have a follow-up podcast with Janine, just to talk about things, and then maybe another one as a kind of advanced lesson, or not advanced, but second introduction to meditation.
After you've meditated for another
But
while.
I've listened to the very first podcast, and I had some thoughts.
As long as not questions, but just thoughts.
Maybe there are questions, I don't know. Now, of course, this was the 17th of June, which is more than a week ago.
Yeah.
So I've forgotten what these notes
What
mean.
the notes mean.
But some of it is that I have a very analytical life. So I'm not against meditation. I think you should try to diversify and focus less on understanding things, experiencing things.
Okay, so what you're saying, you
I
should try
personally
to diversify.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is have an open mind and invite some other influences into your life as well, and not just try and live in the rational, in the empirical, in the
analytical.
scientific.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, what else did I write down? I said I have some issues.
Yes.
So I have sleep issues.
Yes.
I sleep very poorly. 6 hours seems to be my normal sleeping time. But some nights I get 4 hours, and some nights 3 hours.
And some nights none.
Very seldom.
But that does happen though.
When I was younger, I used to work through the night at least once a week. I was at university. I had lots of energy, and I thought I was still quite productive. But nowadays, if I miss one night, my back starts hurting. I get headaches. I feel I'm grumpier. And I can feel my concentration slipping.
What would you say is your average amount of sleep per night?
I don't know what the average. I have no idea. It's too up and down. But I know. I've seen. I mean, the last couple of weeks I've tried to monitor it, and it seems that if I go to sleep, naturally I wake up 6 hours later.
Okay.
So it seems my body wants six hours of sleep.
And naturally means Tyson waking you up.
No, naturally means no. That means I just wake up all by myself.
Okay.
And other issues I have is stress. I think I am more stressed than I need to be.
Yep. Do you think you're more stressed than you acknowledged you are? Like, are you internalizing your stress
I have
and not actually
no
showing it?
inhibitions when it comes to complaining about my health. I'm feeling. I don't think I'm more stressed than I admit, but I may be more stressed than I realize.
That's what I mean.
It's
Yeah.
a very insidious thing, and it may be that I may not even realize how stressed I am, and if I get rid of that in some way, I feel very differently.
Because I think a huge difference between you and me is that if I walk out of my office, you can see that I'm stressed. And you will ask, are you okay? Or how's your day? But I don't pick that up with you. You always seem kind of the same.
Centered, calm, collected. More focused, definitely. Maybe that is reflected on the inside by having more stressful.
So you internalize your
Maybe the
stress,
sleep
yeah.
is the biggest manifestation of my stress. I've tried to analyze, or tried to think at least, what do I think about when I can't fall asleep? What are the things that keep me awake? So I go to bed, I put my head down, I try to relax. I try to remember when I was younger, I could relax my brain or mind. And
Relax the muscle.
if I just keep the relaxation up, I would feel chemicals wash through my brain. I mean, I say that. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if it's
But that's
exactly
a feeling you got, yeah.
But I could feel that, and I could even feel myself slipping away. I remember distinctly that countless times I've had some of the early indications of falling asleep. So often when you fall asleep, you hear a loud noise, someone calling your name or someone shouting. And that's a natural thing of when your brain starts shutting down. So
Says who?
where did I read this? I'm sure you can wiki it, but it's on Wikipedia. But it's the same way that you have those,
The jokes.
yeah, myoclonic jerks.
Okay,
That, I'm not sure if other people are sure why it happens, but I think the idea is that it's when your conscious control of your body is released to your, what's that inhibition system called, where, so that even when you're dreaming and you try and dream you're running, you don't actually run physically. So there's a part of your mind that takes over the muscle control so that you don't act out and kick people in. And that system fighting with your conscious control system is what causes those jerks.
Okay.
Like the taking over. By the way, you jerk a lot during the night.
Oh, how do you say that? Are you serious?
Yeah. Even the whole time while you're sleeping, every 10 minutes you have like a big
Good grief.
jerk.
It's not just while I'm writing my maths exam test.
It may be a nightmare, but I don't think so because you're not making disturbed sounds.
Okay. Freaky.
Yeah, interesting.
So, am I hearing you correctly that you one of your hopes is that meditation will help you sleep?
So I lay my head down on the cushion and I try to relax like I used to be able to do. And then after a while, my mind is racing, working through scenarios. And it's either past things that have happened in the past that I'm replaying and thinking out in different ways and getting worked up about that. I get not emotional, but I can feel the emotion rising. Or it's potential future interactions with people. It's always with people. It's always confrontations with people. Playing through arguments. What will I tell so-and-so?
God, you sound like me in active addiction.
Well,
That's the stuff that kept me awake.
Maybe I'm addicted to being awake.
I think you're addicted to work.
It's not always work related. It's just all kinds of interactions with people. Sometimes
I'm telling you now, if you're waking up one night and re-pick an argument, I'm not going to go there.
Sometimes I'm arguing with Donald Trump.
I think all of us do that, darling.
No, I mean, actively, it's weird. Obviously, that is not one of the past conflicts that I'm replaying. It's a potential future conflict. In any case, so, yeah, and I can't switch those thoughts off. I tell myself, okay, forget about it. You're just doing this. Relax. Just, don't do that.
Yeah.
And then it just comes back. And why that is important to me is the same thing that will happen. It will happen when I meditate. That my mind will wander. And I know you're supposed to breathe back and all that. So I'm just mentioning that.
You're preempting that.
Not preempting necessarily, but I think it's good to be aware of it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously.
That you will hear. I think Janine said it in her recording, and what you will hear when you do guided meditation is, it is the most normal and natural thing for your mind to race. All you do is you concentrate back to your breathing and you come back.
Yeah.
And before you even realize it, the mind's gone again and you just bring it back again.
Yeah.
And it took me 8 years before I'm actually getting better at bringing back and staying back for a while before it races off again.
I'm not very optimistic that I'll be able to do that very well.
Well, let's see how that
Maybe
works.
I'm natural, maybe. There are two other things I wanted to mention, and that is that it's not as if I'm cold and unfeeling, and I've tried to think of sublime experiences I've had, which may not have been meditation per se, but were, sometimes you look at a sunset or you listen to a piece of music and it's just transcendent.
Or you look into my eyes.
Yes, sometimes. You feel as if it's just like a spiritual stirring inside you. You're so inspired and it's so beautiful, takes your breath away. I'm not just saying it's a pretty sunset. I mean, it's absolutely mind-blowing.
Breathtaking.
It feels as if your life has changed.
Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't, of course. I mean, a few minutes later, you're still
the miserable sod you were before you watched
complaining
the
about
sunset.
the traffic and all that. But just for that moment, you feel as if it's life-changing, all that. And one experience that I've had that has been repeatable, where you get that amazing feeling of getting out of yourself and getting something, being part of something bigger, is playing in a band. Orchestra, let's say that it's such a unique experience, and trying to describe it to people who have not done that is difficult. And of course, I mean, there's also drudgery sometimes involved.
Drudgery?
Yeah, you have to practice, obviously. Yeah. And sometimes when you're playing a piece, it's just working in a mine. But often, you get that feeling when you're playing together, especially if the music is emotional, you get that amazing feeling. So I've had that feeling a lot, and I like that a lot, and I always recommend to people that they try to do that. And while it's not meditation, it is that kind of, it is putting your mind in an altered state, which is, I think, a lot of what is behind meditation.
Is that an expectation you would have for meditation, is to bring a similar type of feeling?
No, not exactly similar, because I think it's very unique to playing in an orchestra. But definitely something that takes you to an altered state.
Okay.
I mean, there are many altered states. I mean, there's hypnosis, and sleep itself is an altered state. And I think meditation is another kind of altered state that I'm curious about, because I don't know what it's like.
Yeah.
But one thing I have done in the past, not meditation, but I have sometimes relaxed, either before falling asleep while I'm still just lying there, or just other times, when you're chilling, and you close your eyes, and you try to get out of your body, you try to lose a sense of your own body. And I don't know if it has happened to you, but sometimes your mind expands, and you feel as if you're filling the room. You lose all sense of scale, so you either feel extremely small or extremely big, and you don't know what orientation you are in. And that is an amazing feeling, which I've often had.
As well. Yeah.
And I actually Googled it while I was, after that, listening to the podcast, and they say it's common in meditation.
Okay.
So that's something I expect would happen because I've done it before many times.
Yeah.
And maybe it's something my mind likes doing or that I can do, or I expect that to happen.
Yeah.
If I get it right, if I get into the zone. And that's a nice feeling. And that's one kind of altered state
Okay, yeah.
that I expect to experience. And apart from that, I expect to fall asleep a couple of times. I expect to have some self-doubt that this isn't working, it's all bullshit. I'm just lying here and listening to a boring person talk on a tape. That kind of undermining the whole process that your mind, the tricks that your mind play.
So to summarize, what would you like to get out of meditation?
Well, I told you what my issues are, not the hum. Better sleep would be nice. Stress reduction would be nice. And maybe if it increases my productivity, it would be nice. But I think all those things go together. I think it's all one big clump. So maybe I should say it's like a general improvement in my thoughts. Is that the right way to express it? I don't know. I do not know. I expect to be surprised.
I think what you may want to say is thought clarity, more thought clarity. Because what happens for me with meditation a lot is that unexpectedly I get new perspectives on things. And you might find, if you struggle with something, that the meditation actually clears your mind of the bullshit to allow the actual stuff to come up, which is really nice.
Yeah, maybe it will clear away some of the noise.
A lot of creativity comes through my head as well. And invariably, while I meditate, I think this is awesome. When I finish meditating, I forgot what I thought it was. And I don't want to put a notebook next to me and make the note before.
Yeah, I think that's but that's also a sign of altered state. I've had that experience as well. You think of a tune or an idea or words, and even if you write them down, it's like writing down a brilliant idea you've had in the middle of the night. The next morning you look at it,
this makes no sense whatsoever.
Well, it makes sense, but it's just such a lame idea. Glow-in-the-dark turtle. Painting turtles with glow-in-the-dark paint. Well, it sounded great when you were thinking it, but...
I had that a lot when I was smoking dope. Oh my God, while I'm stoned, I will have the most amazing, clear ideas of how things need to happen. And the next one you think, what the hell was I thinking?
No.
It will just not work.
I think it's a sign of an altered state where it's not only that you have an idea, it's that you think it's so great.
Yeah.
When you're out of an altered state, you don't feel the same way.
So Jaco, how much time a day are you willing to stand off to meditation?
I don't know. Okay, so my gut feeling is it's a bad idea to do it in the middle of the day. And when I'm on a roll, when I've started working or when I have meetings, it may be difficult to allocate some time for it. I think what will work best for me is if I have a fixed time that I do it every single day. So that will need to be either in the morning or in the evening. I'd love to say I'm going to spend half an hour in the evening on meditation and then go to bed. I am a little skeptical that I'll be able to do that.
Why?
Because I'll be working and I'll be working on something. You know, the kind of work I do is very creative as well. I know it's writing programs, but that's solving puzzles, and you're on a roll and you're inspired to approach this problem in a certain way and you write the code for it. It's very, if it's not creative, it engages your mind a lot. So your mind is racing, and to then say, oh, now it's 9 o'clock, now I've got to switch off the computer and go meditate. I think I'll tell myself, oh, I'll just do another half an hour and then I'll meditate. And that kind of compromising, bargaining with myself, I know for a fact it never stops.
Yeah.
So I'll be there until 4
I know
o'clock
for a
in the
fact it
morning.
never stops as well.
Yes.
How about making a deal with yourself to say,
so it'll have to be mornings.
When you get into bed at night, whether
No,
it's
but
4 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever time you come in, then do it. Or are you too exhausted?
No, I think it'll be better. that'll stress me out. Because if I go to bed at 4 and I know I have to get up at 8, I'm already so stressed because I'm only going to have 4 hours of sleep, even though it's quite normal for me. I don't want to put that pressure on myself to say, I'll do it tomorrow. Or I'm trying to do my best not to ever make bargains. So maybe the best solution is to say...
in the mornings.
In the mornings.
Yeah, I meditate in the mornings. I really love it. I really, really love it.
And I should be able to fix a time, let's say 7 o'clock, and say, I'm going to meditate from 7 till 7:30. So that I think should be the target.
I think let's start with you committing 15 minutes a morning. Let's start with 15 minutes. Cool.
Okay.
Because I do 15 minutes most mornings. I sometimes spoil myself with 20 minutes. And over weekends, I really try to spoil myself with 30 to 40 minutes. And that's the maximum amount of meditation I ever do.
Yeah.
So let's start with
I hear what
15
you're saying.
and see how it goes.
But I'm anticipating that I'll lie there for 15 minutes without any meditation happening.
Meditation starts the minute that you start meditating. That you commit to, now I meditate. That's meditation. Meditation is just getting silent.
And but my mind won't be silent.
Your mind will never be silent. The best we can do is to try and slow it down a little bit.
Just slow it down a little. Okay, in any case, that's the plan. So I am going to start tomorrow morning.
Cool. From my side, I don't think any of your expectations are unrealistic. Meditation should help you relax. It should help you to sleep. And it should help to clear your mind to make you more productive. I also think that it could stand you in very good stead to try and meditate as well before you go to sleep. Because what I do a lot now is, I watch these odd movies before I go to bed. And sometimes when I switch my light off, I actually think about the movie. And I struggle to switch my mind
Well, one
off.
thing that helps me sleep very, very easily is listening to classical music or particularly boring radio program.
Podcast, Meet Me in the Field.
No, not Meet Me in the Field. But
Thank you so much.
yeah, I've got loads of documentary podcasts about subjects I'm not particularly interested in. That puts me to sleep.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to them because it's uncomfortable in bed, lying with earphones or sleeping with earphones. Or
I actually do that. I plug Insight Timer in, put the earphones on, and then I lie on my back. And when I turn on my side, I take the one off, and I wake up the next morning with the earphones somewhere in the bed.
yeah, I've done it.
So it works. It works like a bomb for me.
Yeah, maybe I should try that to get to sleep.
Yeah.
But
And there's loads of sleep meditations. Loads. Most of Insight Timer is sleep meditations.
okay, maybe I should. They should sponsor you. Maybe I
They should sponsor me. Actually, you know how many people today told me that they do? 2 people told me they do Insight Timer now that I sent to them.
Oh,
Yeah, and both of them love it.
but maybe they pick up your recommendation.
Insight Timer, are you listening?
I doubt. But maybe I shall try sleep meditation.
If you struggle to fall asleep, definitely try it.
Yeah.
But do your 15 minutes every morning.
Yeah. And I'll do this. Let's see, when will I do this? I'll do this for the next week and we can do a podcast.
Perfect. Next Tuesday
Follow
night.
up.
Yeah.
And I'll stick with it for a month.
Fabulous. So that's the commitment to Meet Me in the Field.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But
And to
I
yourself.
see it as a commitment to my own self.
To your own sanity.
Yes, my well-being and long-term health.
Absolutely.
Yes, financial security.
You must try and write that down and see if you can spell
global
it.
economy.
Okay, Jaco, I really appreciate you doing this, and I think our Meet Me in the Field listeners will like to hear your feedback and see if that will work for them.
Good.
It's working for me and for hundreds of thousands of people out there listening as well. Awesome. Have a lovely evening. Thank you.
Bye.
As you can hear, Jaco is quite reluctant, but also semi-okay to start meditating for various reasons. I hope that he sticks to his commitment, because I believe that all his expectations can be fulfilled if he engages in regular meditation practices. Keep your eyes and ears peeled for the follow-up on the first week of his search for sleep, some sense of serenity, and better productivity. If you want to know more about what I do, please feel free to connect with me on my website, which is www.freddy.org.za, or find him on Facebook at www.facebook.com/freddy.org.za, or on Twitter at @RensburgFreddy. Remember that Freddy is always spelled with an IE at the end. I want to thank you for listening. Be safe. Bye.